beloved, welcome to your Yoga Pep Talk, all about getting focused for your season. I'm Cortney Loui from Coffee Chats and Yoga Mats, and I'm so glad you're here. So, in order to get ready, feel free to wear something stretchy. You can just stretch your legs out and stretch your arms. Have somewhere to sit that's solid and firm. You can always rest on a blanket or a yoga mat. And since it's Coffee Chats and Yoga Mats, feel free to grab a beverage. Your favorite tea, coffee, water, what have you, because we'll actually incorporate it into our pep talk. So feel free to pause this video to go ahead and grab your beverage of choice and make sure you got some stretchy clothes on, and we'll dive in. I'm Cortney Loui with Coffee Chats and Yoga Mats, where we are all about the basic idea that you can live intentionally with purpose and passion as God's beloved. So I thought it'd be fun to do a little pep talk about getting focused for your season. So let's go ahead and start with a few big deep breaths. You can crisscross your legs, you can stack them like I did, or you can crisscross underneath. Find a comfortable position. If you feel a little bit unbalanced, your hips feel tense, you can always slide a blanket or a pillow underneath your tuchus just to give you a little bit of lift. So I'm gonna crisscross in a way that's comfortable for me. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall, roll your shoulders back. We'll take about 4 big deep breaths here. You can rest your hands on your knees, you can rest them in prayer position. Do what works best for you. And breathe. Breathing in and out. Inhale. Exhale. I like to imagine, keep breathing, you may get a few bonus breaths, that my stomach is a big balloon and we're inhaling, filling it up. And exhale, squeezing it out. Or you can go with a sponge, if that's a better illustration for you. One more big deep breath. And relax. All right. So feel free to take a few sips of your beverage while we take some time to just talk and breathe. I know you've got a lot going on in your world. You've got a lot of distractions, and it can be so hard to slow down and just be present. So I give you permission to just take a few sips and enjoy them. I'll even count to 10 to give you some time to focus on it. 1, 2, take that sip. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know it seems a little silly, but it's helpful. So let's go ahead and move into the butterfly stretch. Open up those hips, open up our minds. So bringing our feet together, you can bring your feet as close as your bottoms let you go or not, or breathe them out further. Find a sweet spot. Shoulders are rolled back, your back is nice and smooth. I like to imagine to roll a Hot Wheels car right down your back, and then gently fold down as far as your body lets you go. If you're rounding up, then lift up a little bit higher. We want to relax. We'll take a few big deep breaths here, breathing in and breathing out. And I thought while we're hanging out here, let's talk a little bit about seasons. So just like life, the world has seasons. We have autumn and winter, spring and summer. Your life has seasons. I think we're all aware of that. Like when you go back to school, it's a new season. If you have a baby, bring in a new person into your family. You get married, change your job. All kinds of things have different seasons that require different elements for your time and energy. And let's go ahead and come up nice and tall. Straddle stretch. Do a little more stretching while we're at it. Bringing the legs out. You can bring the legs out as wide or as close as works best for you. Your toes are pointing up toward the ceiling, so you toe and foot. And then we're gonna walk our hands out as far as your body lets you go. Breathing in and breathing out. Nice, again, flat back. You can roll a small car, twig car right down your back and breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. And the big idea I really want us to focus on is if you want to be intentional with your time and energy for the season you're in, you've got to get focused on what matters most to you. Breathing in and breathing out. Because you don't stumble into being intentional. Rarely are you just suddenly like, oh my gosh, I was so less distracted today. No, you had to be intentional about that. Develop habits, develop practices to help you make that progress. So let's go and come on up and do a little side stretch. So there's a lot of different ways you can approach it. There's 2 big ways I like to focus on. One is choosing your word of the season or word of the year, however you want to focus on it, that helps you make your decisions and choose what you do with your time and what you do with your energy. Another option, let's go ahead and slide down to the other side. Reaching up, I'm gonna scoop, so I'm not cutting off from the camera. Reaching arm is up as high as works best for you, or down, find a sweet spot. So you can choose your word, focus word, or you can also zoom in on your priorities. What are your top priorities that you're gonna focus on for this season? And that can also apply to different areas of your life. So for instance, my family's moving. So a big thing we're focusing on is actually getting ready for moving. And so that also means a lot of other things might be going by the wayside. We're not doing a lot of extensive meal planning. I'm not taking on more home projects or things like that because that's not a priority. Coming up, nice and smooth. So good, so good. Okay, let's go and do a spinal twist while we're at it. Again, you can bring your feet together, you can stack them, do what works best for you. We're gonna do a little side stretch. So walking a hand over to the other knee, give it a little hug, and bring the other arm behind. You can find a sweet spot and just gently twist. You're relaxing your shoulders. You feel a little bit of tension right along your shoulder blade and right along your spine. You're loosening up that tension. Breathing in and breathing out. And let's go and gently release. We're gonna switch sides, rotating. Relaxing your shoulders. You don't wanna get a tight neck from doing your yoga stretch. It's a little funny. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, we're gonna do a couple of wrist stretches. So let's see if it, yeah, that works. Okay, so we'll start with one hand. We're gonna rotate the hand down. You can place your fingertips on the ground. You can press a little bit more deeply. So I like to imagine my wrist bone is getting nailed down into the ground. So you're stretching your forearm. When you do a lot of reaching forward throughout the day, you know, eating, texting, typing, life, those muscles can be shortened. And stretching it helps release some tension there that you may not realize you have. In fact, right now you may be like, Cortney, stop it. I don't like it. And let's go ahead and gently release. You can shake it out. Let's go and change sides. So gently bring the other hand down. Big deep breath, stretch. It's been a while since I've done this, so it's a little tight. Breathing in and breathing out. So I did want to let you know, at Coffee Chats and Yoga Mats, we do have a handy dandy post that helps you a little bit more if you're trying to figure out how to choose your priorities or how to choose your focus word. There's some questions based on your personality type that may help you. Now, none of it is like, oh, you care about people, so you need to focus on your family. No, that's not how personality works. But some questions that might help you kind of figure out like, oh, this is how to choose focus words or priorities that really resonate with you, where you can thrive. Because why not lean into your God-given design? And gently come up, feels so good. Let's do some neck stretches. Again, crazy simple. So we're gonna gently tilt our head to the side. Nice and gentle, you're just kind of, as if your ear wants to kiss your shoulder. If you wanna make it a little more fun, you can bring the other arm out. So your fingertips are pointing a little bit toward the sky. Holy moly, isn't that great? Nice big deep stretch right along your arm, down to your fingertips. Breathing in and breathing out. And gently release. We're gonna change sides, gently tilting your head over, extending the other hand out. It looks like you're not doing anything, but oh my goodness, it's such a good stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. And release, feeling good. All right, let's do an arm stretch and then we'll start winding down. Like I said, it's pretty simple today. We're gonna bring an arm out, nice and smooth. Stretch. Now, a big perk when you bring your arm out wide and then swing it apart toward you is it gives you a deeper stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. So, building off that idea, not only is it important to think about what do you want to focus on for your season? What do you need to focus on? But also, it's really helpful to get practical. What can help you get focused? So let's go and switch sides, nice and smooth. We're gonna bring the other arm out. Hello, sweep, and across. Breathing in and breathing out. So a couple ideas to help you actually practically focus on your word or your top priorities is choose scripture to focus on each week or each month that helps you focus on it. And release, relax. Let's bring our arms out behind, nice and just opening up. You can also clasp your hands together if you want. You're opening up your chest, breathing in and breathing out. So for instance, I'm focusing on courage. Like I shared, we're moving. I've got a lot of other changes going on in my life I'm really excited about, but I'm also kind of intimidated. So choosing courage can be really helpful, and that's a big piece. So I've sought out scriptures to focus on. Let's release. Woo, that's warm, so good. Let's go and bring our hands out. We're gonna do just a little stretch, stretching your chin up toward the sky, nice and deep. Feels a little funny, but it's good for you. So I was choosing scriptures that I can focus on each week or each month that really focus in on courage. And release. Let's do a little shoulder shrug. Bring your shoulders up toward your ears and roll back down. Bring it up and down. Let's do it one more time. This again, nothing too crazy. And breathe. Feels so good. I'm trying to remember what else I put on here. Okay, let's go and bring our legs out in front, and then we will seriously almost wrap it up. So bring your feet out, flexing your toes. And you can stay right here. That's as far as you can go. You can walk your hands out further and stretch. Breathe. So we've talked about, like, for instance, when you're getting focus, it can be helpful to choose a focus or your top priorities, or do a meld. It can also be super helpful, especially as God's beloved, to focus on scripture that points you back to what it looks like to choose blank with the lens of God. And then another thing that's really fun and also very intentional is being thoughtful about what kind of content you're choosing. So for instance, I want to focus on courage. I need to focus on courage. That means like seeking out books that focus on courage, being brave during things that scare you, that are intimidating. Learning about people who have been brave, that chose courage when times are hard. It also means like listening to podcasts, like I'm listening to Do It Scared. Thinking about the music you're consuming. And I'm not saying you need to get all legalistic, but actually have a plan. Like, okay, so I want to read one book a month, or whatever that looks like, that focuses on this topic, because I need this. If I really want to focus on my parenting, then I'm going to consciously seek out podcasts or YouTube videos or sermons or what have you that encourage me in my parenting journey, what that might look like. And gently come back up. Let's go and come up again. I'll take a few big deep breaths and take a few sips of your coffee soon. Breathing in, rolling back your shoulders nice and long. Breathing out. Feels so good. And go ahead and take a few more sips of your beverage if you want. I won't, because I'm the only one talking and that'd be rude. But again, the basic idea that I'm giving you is if you want to be intentional with your time and energy, it's really important to get focused on what you're focusing on. Be clear on where you're directing it. So if you want some help with that, I've got a gift for you. Pop on by coffeechats.and-yoga-mats.com to grab the Embrace Your Potential Playbook, which is all about helping you figure out your personality type and give you some practical tips for what it could look like for you to live intentionally, so you can thrive and not just survive with the design that God gave you, because it's precious. He loves you. You are God's beloved. So, friend, I'm so glad you came, and I look forward to seeing you in another pep talk. Just as a friendly reminder, you can live intentionally with passion and purpose as God's beloved. I'll see you later.